The sun rising on what would become a historic day in Afghanistan. First, the Taliban entered Kunduz, one of the country's biggest cities and a gateway to the north. The armed group took it briefly in 2015 and 2016 before US Special Forces pushed its fighters out. Now, America cannot stand in their way. Street by street, the Taliban took Kunduz back, and when the city fell, so did the entire province.
We have captured the main square. It's 2 p.m. on Sunday and the whole area is in our hands. The government is doing false propaganda, saying it hasn't fallen, but you can see our flag.
The Afghan Air Force responded with airstrikes, which led to fires in the central market. Special Forces announced they launched an operation to reclaim the city.
Fueled by fears the Taliban will continue to overrun Afghanistan, tonight the US Embassy urging Americans to leave the country immediately. The Taliban capturing their first provincial capital on Friday. Now on the cusp of seizing 2 more. Insurgents closing border crossings like this one with Pakistan. Citizens left with no way to escape the fighting. Earlier this week, a bombing targeted the acting defense minister. He escaped before the mammoth explosion reduced his neighborhood to rubble. And just yesterday, the Afghan government's top media officer was assassinated. All this as the Taliban pushes ahead with a nationwide offensive, timed to coincide with the final withdrawal of US-led troops by the end of August.
Another sleepless night for the Turkish border security and the migrants. Thousands of personnel have been deployed to the mountainous border with Iran already to put an end in the cat and mouse with the smugglers who cross mostly Afghan migrants into Turkey's eastern city, Van. But the sudden US withdrawal from Afghanistan and Taliban's expanding influence in the country pushed Turkey into extra measures. 500 to 1,000 migrants are smuggled through this border every day. The city of Van has a 295-kilometer border with Iran where there weren't any physical barriers earlier. Official figures suggest the number of illegal migrants this year isn't bigger than last year's, but the measures are tighter. Following the Syrian civil war, Ankara started to seal its border with Syria and Iraq in 2016.
And at a time when China is building its capacity to operate fighters near the line of actual control, India is also looking to expedite its military operations near the border with China. The Indian Air Force carried out special operations displaying its air power over Neoma Advanced Landing Ground. It is a strategically important airbase close to the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh. At around 13,500 feet altitude, the ALG is merely 25 kilometers from border with China. It is also one of the world's highest advanced landing grounds, which bridges the critical gap between Leh airfield and the LAC. It also enables quick movement of men and material in eastern Ladakh. The IAF Special Forces displayed their capability to carry out special operations from a Chinook helicopter.
Eskom has confirmed an explosion at Medupi Power Station last night. The power utility says all operations have been suspended with immediate effect. No injuries were reported, but 7 employees are being treated for shock.
Yeah, first of all, to say the explosion occurred at 10 to 11 last night, whilst a unit was shut down, that's unit number 4, and they were busy purging this generator of hydrogen, which is used as a coolant in the generator prior to working on the generator, and there was apparently a hydrogen explosion that resulted, and people were treated for shock, although, as you say, it appears that nobody has been seriously injured. At the same time, another unit, that's unit number 5, tripped out, so 2 units were down.
Amsterdam has marked the 25th anniversary of its first Pride Parade. Around 10,000 people carried rainbow flags and banners through the city, capping off a month of events.
A demonstration of equality with a clear message.
It's a protest, but it's not a party.
A walk through the historic city centre is how thousands marked the 25th anniversary of Amsterdam's Pride Festival. And whilst the party atmosphere gripped the streets, some marched with these flags in hand, representing countries where homosexuality is still against the law. In 2001, the Netherlands became the first country in the world to legalise same-sex marriage. But according to a report by Human Rights Watch, there were over 1,500 anti-LGBT incidents in the country in 2017, a 66% increase compared to just over a decade ago.